When the delegates to the Alaska Constitutional Convention set out to create a government for its citizens, they embarked on a journey that would define a state, unique in its cultures and traditions. In less than 2 months, these delegates built a system of government that mirrors that of the United States government, but yet is different. The Alaska State Constitution establishes that there are 3 branches of government that carry out the duties and responsibilities required for the state system to function. The United States Constitution also established 3 branches, but as you will see, there are differences between the 2. The first branch that we will examine is the executive branch. The constitutionally defined leader of the Alaska executive branch is the state governor. The governor is elected to a 4-year term and is responsible to those that elect him or her, that being the general voting public. Along with the governor, the lieutenant governor, who is also elected, assists in carrying out these responsibilities. What are these responsibilities, you might ask? The main responsibility of the governor's office is to execute or carry out the state laws. He or she carries out this function through his or her cabinet. Members of the governor's cabinet are those individuals that oversee one of 14 different state departments or agencies. For example, the Alaska State Department of Fish and Game is a department underneath the governor's cabinet and is directed by a commissioner. Another branch of Alaska state government is the legislative branch, which is comprised of the state legislature. The function of this branch is to create the laws that are to be carried out by the executive branch. These laws are introduced and passed through one of 2 chambers within the legislature, the State House of Representatives and the State Senate. Both state representatives and state senators are elected officials who are elected to 4-year terms by the voting public. There are 40 House districts and 20 Senate districts, 1 representative per House district and 1 senator for each Senate district. Once a bill passes a particular chamber, it must also pass the opposite chamber. The creation of a law is a very long and drawn-out process, but the founding fathers of our government intended this so that laws are best representative of its people. Once a bill is passed by both chambers of the legislature, it must be signed by the governor for it to be considered an official state statute, also known as a law. This is known as the system of checks and balances, the ability of one branch to check the power of another branch. The final branch of Alaska state government is the judicial branch. The responsibility of this branch is to interpret the laws that are passed by the legislature and approved by the governor. Interpretation of these laws is essential so that they abide by and are in agreement with the Alaska State Constitution. Within the judicial branch, there are the appellate courts and the trial courts. The highest court within the Alaska state court system is the state Supreme Court, which has the final say in interpreting Alaska state law. So why does this matter? The purpose of this system of government is to govern the citizens it is entrusted to protect. As we all understand, each one of us is endowed with inalienable rights that can't be taken away by any government, group, or individual. The greatest comfort is knowing that these rights will be passed on for the many generations of Alaska citizens to come.